But also going back to the like if I was to take a gig that paid less, but was I guess a better opportunity.
Yeah.
I've sort of started to really like think, sort of 27 now, I'll be 28 this year. It's like, what do I want to do? And I'm in a fortunate position where I am already doing what I want to do. So my passion is my job now, kind of. And within that job, you have a ton of different subcategories, like teaching, recording, playing live, writing music, whatever. And it's like, well, what do I want to do? And if you go down the gig route, it's like, do I want to play at weddings? Do I want to play original music? Do I want to play at Butlins? Do I want to, do whatever? And it's like, you almost have to kind of then decide and plunge into a certain route, because
you have to specify at some point.
Yeah, because the problem is then you don't want to also overcommit yourself, because then you don't want to be known as the person who will just drop you for the next best thing or the next potential thing.
This is the
and
thing,
it's like chasing meaning rather than the income. Like, because if you chase the meaning and you really go for it, then the income will come.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, because I remember when you first started, you said yes to a lot of things. So you don't want to be known as a guy that says no or turn down jobs, right?
At the beginning.
And now you have to be, a lot more selective, because there are time wasters, which we've spoken about in the podcast before.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, as you get more mature in the industry, and whatever this is, might not be music, but you sort of learn to spot the bullshit sooner.
Yeah, you sort of tend to notice patterns and trends of like, I don't like the way they're talking about certain things, or the professionalism, or how they, sort of treating a certain situation, and then you go.
I think a lot of it's even just the way
for me.
someone carries himself in a certain, like, social interaction.
My main problem is when people hype things up too much. That's when first red flags kind of pop up, and you go, okay, let's kind of see where this goes.
But then equally, if it's their art, if they don't believe in it, how else is anyone else?
No, but hyping up like opportunities, like, oh yeah, we've got a sick producer or this, and he's going to do this or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Anything to kind of get you excited and get you on board. It might be true, it might not be true, but then it's,
doesn't matter. Whatever the idea is, someone's got to buy it, and that means someone has to sell it. So
yeah,
there's like still a business at the end of the day, which is the worst part, because I think music is such a pure thing, but business is not.
Yeah, but
I mean, it can be actually.
But nowadays, being a musician, or even being a musician or being a band, you need to understand the business side of things, because it's not like how it used to be where
it's so saturated.
People just did that shit for you. It's like now you're expected to know how to use social media, to know how to grow your following, to know how to find your audience, and use advertisements to get more students or whatever. It's like it's a lot more responsibility on the individual's shoulders.
But this comes back to like something that we said ages ago about how when we first started this podcast, you were like, oh, I'm going to upskill myself, like you've done the Photoshop stuff and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now,
but that just came out of fun. That just came out of, it wasn't like a necessity,
Yeah, but then I think for those musicians out there, or anyone trying to make it in any industry, now you've got to be your own brand manager, your own social media guy.
It's a lot of work,
You could not, but you also need to be making the income to be able to pay those individual people if you don't want to learn it. So either learn your job and every aspect of it, or earn enough to get someone else to do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'd love to get to the point, like even say with this podcast, for instance, like I love editing it. I love doing all the Photoshop bits attached to it, but it's like I would like to have that time to then plan for new episodes.
Yeah, you've got a finite amount of hours.
Yeah, exactly. And like if I can, because I mean, like what I'm doing behind the scenes sort of stuff is sort of difficult. Like it's just learning how to edit some videos, put a little few funny captions in there and stuff, and then do all the lengthy social. Yeah, exactly. Do all the social media posts, like finding the clips and then like exporting them and then making them kind of work in ways. Anyone can do that, but it's just then warranting spending money on having someone do that. When you're not really making money doing it in the first place.
Pay us, YouTube.
Yeah.
Do we have adverts switched on?
No, because you need more than 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, come on, guys!
You need 1,000 subscribers.
Drop us a subscription.
Yeah, help us out.
It's cheaper than an OnlyFans,
and you could sponsor us for only one subscription.